The Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah 100% prove flat Earth, and this is why. They're 12 miles long and 5 miles wide, and there's no more than a 7-foot grade, a 7-foot slope, no more than 7 feet. So to the right, to the left, up or down, there's no more of a 7-foot differentiation in height. That means there's no curvature. 7 feet over 12 miles, and you don't have more than a 7-foot elevation. Any which way you measure it, there's no more than 7 feet. And the best way to measure it, because debunkers always want to add light infraction, and they want to call things mirages. So you measure it from the bottom up. So you take sticks that are the same height, and you pound them into the ground, and you run strings. You run strings to them, and then you measure from the bottom up, and you get your slope. That's how farmers do it. Farmers don't want more than a 5-inch slope. Otherwise, the water runs down their fields and doesn't water their crops, because water runs downhill. Another proof of flat Earth. But the Bonneville Salt Flats absolutely prove flat Earth. And you'll go on the internet and you'll see debunking sites that say it doesn't prove flat Earth. They take a picture from like a mile away and they take it at an angle and they try to show a slope because they're looking down on it, and they're looking down at it from an angle to show you a slope. You can measure it, and you can't find curvature that would fit a Earth that has a circumference of 20,000 miles in circumference. At 25,000 miles in circumference, you square the mile, so at every mile it should be 8 inches squared. So at 1 mile it's 8 inches, at 2 miles it's 32 inches, at 3 miles it's 72 inches, and so on and so forth. And there's no more than a 7-foot curve. If it is a curve, it's not a curve, it's a slope. It's an elevation gain. We don't know which direction it's in, but it 100% proves flat Earth. Oh, and by the way, there's another salt flats in Bolivia that are 4,000 miles, 4,000 square miles. Guess what the slope is? Guess what the elevation gain is? 1 meter. 3 feet. 3 feet. They're bigger than the state of Connecticut. The salt flats in Bolivia are bigger than the state of Connecticut, and there's only a 3-foot elevation gain. 3 feet. That proves flat Earth. It disproves all your curvature numbers, and it disproves that you have a curve. It just 100% disproves it. The Earth is flat. You can't measure curvature. You just can't. The salt flats disprove your curve. The Earth is flat. And you measure it from the bottom up, so you don't have to hear people say light infraction. You don't have to hear people say it's a mirage. It's not a mirage. It's not angular resolution. You measure it from the bottom up. On oceans, that's hard to do because the water's moving and stuff, but that's the best way to measure things. You measure it from the bottom up, and you measure on your string. You can do it with survey equipment as well. That's how they do it. But it's flat. It's flat. The surveyors won't disagree with this. The United States geological surveyors that surveyed the salt flats won't disagree with this. They just don't want to go public with it because they don't want people to know the Earth is flat. The Earth is flat, and it's provable.